takes all of us, we the people, from the politicians to the person who votes, we the people who are still forming a more perfect
Yes.
union. If the
Wow.
republic can be saved, as Benjamin Franklin said. That part, right?
Yes. Yes, I mean you've I think beautifully kind of addressed the next question I had for you, which was what Governor Westmore has spoken about, is that he had a hard time. He had to convince his own family members to vote for him, not because they were voting for the opposing candidate, but because they didn't vote. And I've had this conversation in my own family with younger members of my family who will remain nameless, that, what do the politicians do? They just serve themselves. They don't serve the community. They, blah, blah, blah. How do you as a journalist reach people? So you've talked about register, and you've talked about voting, and you've talked about being active. How do you get them to register and then show up at the polls?
So first of all, it's not my job to get somebody to register. I'm
Yes.
a journalist. But I'm telling you from history's sake, humanity as a Black person, my mother and father used to take me every time.
Yep.
Julia knows. And remember when it used to be that curtain goes zoom, and yeah, and you pull the little levers. They taught me my civic duty by just taking me. I took my children on those in those historic lines. They were late for school, but I said when Barack Obama was, I said, let me tell you something. We may never see this again, but I want you to be there to say you saw what a poll looked like. They know, and my oldest now, oh, I got to vote. I got to vote. And I love that for her because she needs to, because it is a privilege
It
to be
is.
able to vote. Because I'm talking from the history as a woman and as a Black person in this nation. It is a privilege to vote because we are now voting without the full protections of the Voting Rights Act. There's already challenges in the state of Georgia. So I want my children to know what their rights are in this nation. Now, as a journalist, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I'm going to tell you this is how you get to that point, right? You've got to register. You got to make sure. And then you got to go vote.